will appear on your feet.
The dreaded zucchini.
Yeah,
Zucchini or okra around here.
Oh yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
This hello. If you would like to, hell, I don't know, send money.
Yeah.
Kofi.com blanket fort keeps this place running. If
We
you
have
like,
internet today. Even.
we do. Apparently, somebody at Vexus had a switch flipped wrong.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, Cedar had to work on
Three
that.
technicians. My knees are still bruised.
Oh,
Not going there.
Hey,
Here.
don't blame me this
I was
time.
rolling around on the floor. It had nothing to do with it.
If you like,
Don't blame me this
if you
time.
like coffee, please God, talk about coffee.
Somebody's had too much coffee today.
KingHarv.com. Please God, talk about coffee. Smart Aleck T-shirts. If you're an author, he's got a Team and More T-shirt out. You should probably buy if you've sent stories to anthologies and you're on the Team and More. Get the shirt. Among the Leaves Tees, good friend of ours. Everybody hear about it from us.
And we have a special guest today,
We do.
Maureen, who is one of the original tribe from the blogging days many years ago. Not going to say how many.
no, too many.
If you knew her as PDM,
PDEM.
PDEM. You knew her as PDEM. Yeah, back in the days when we were chatting on various Vicious Circle and various other.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You mean when you were using the jungle logs for communication?
That.
PDEM, good friend of ours. Nice
Yeah.
lady. Also a doctor. So
Yeah, former Air Force, former doctor, former a number of other things. Good shooter,
damn fine shooter.
wrong-handed, but good.
That just means that I buy the rifles that you guys don't want and you don't want mine.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I beg to differ. I've used yours.
Well, okay, yeah. But you still can't have it.
I know.
There's such a thing as a wrong-handed way to shoot.
Yes. When
No.
it was ejecting across your nose, it's wrong-handed.
I
can
actually
see that,
have
actually.
one little, it's pistol. It's really I'm calling it my truck gun, but I have to shoot that one right-handed.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it tatters my face.
Yeah.
And Your Honor, the state rests. Moving on.
Kermit, you're not old enough. He doesn't recall you.
Ah,
Uh,
Well, she was one of the bloggers. She was one of the in the blogosphere chats. She was always there.
Yeah.
PEDIEM, if I remember right.
Yeah.
PDM. Got pediatric doc.
and a damn good one.
thank you.
Coffee is made, yes.
She's also one of the many folks I call whenever I have a medical issue and
Yeah.
my doctor's yelling at me. I call Charlie, I call Maureen, and I call Vindaloo.
Yeah.
Yelled at by 4 different
Hey,
people.
three folks yell at me.
Maureen was also a consultant on a number of my novels.
Yes. Where one time I had to keep emailing him. No, she's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
Which is just funny when you say it that way.
I know. That was why the email started. No, she's dead, Jim.
That was over 10 years ago, and I still have not lived that down.
Probably never will.
No.
No, I won't.
Good soda. Yes, we discovered that RC makes zero sugar, which was a happy day in the Ian world because I do love RC. Yeah, and that was a Sanford thing.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, we do have books today to announce again.
Yes.
John Van Stry's book, The End Game, is out, book 6 in the Wolfhound series.
Which ties in to the series he's writing for Raconteur Press.
Yep.
So you should probably buy both of them.
The next one from Raconteur Press in the Valley of Fire series, which is connected to the Wolfhounds, is called Two Hand. And the first serial will be available sometime in the coming week.
Another one is our friend Pam Uphoff, who has book 18 in Chronicles of the Fallout called Outer Tears.
Good Lord. between her and Alma Boykin,
Yeah.
these 18 and 25 book trilogies are just
And last but not least, former Marine Josh Amos has his second book out. And it's called The Orphan's Autumn in the Orphan series. It's a follow-up to his first book, and there will be at least one more in the series about a Marine dealing with PTSD and, in the meantime, trying to adopt a little sister from his original mother. So some very interesting byplay in that, in dealing with PTSD, dealing with an adult trying to be a single parent, and dealing with a 6 to 7 year old little girl who's been badly treated. So it'll get you hooked. And I'll just leave it at that.
so.
Yeah, Rick, you're exactly right. It's a good wrap up, and he did not hate Speaker Neal quite enough.
Someone saying something about demerits, fake sugar is nasty. I can't tell the difference. I do know that standard RC makes my toes fall off, and my pancreas beg for mercy. So I'll drink this stuff.
I drink that stuff sometimes. I prefer RC by just a hair, but that is so close that you don't mind that it's artificial. It's that close you can't tell.
That's the nice thing about the different zero sugar options now, is that they're using a whole bunch of the different artificial sweeteners.
Instead of just one, they're
Right.
Yeah.
blending.
And because it used to be that the diet RC option was
Tab.
tab,
Ugh.
The diet right.
diet right, something, but it's nasty. It's one of the old school
Yeah.
artificial sweeteners, and it's gross.
It was the
So I
original.
was I
Yeah.
was shocked when this tastes
Wasn't it
very
saccharine?
close to real sugar.
Yeah.
And everybody's taste is different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't have bad taste with any of them, but sometimes if there's too much, I think it's aspartame,
Yeah,
It
aspartame is
makes my
really
mouth feel like
Yeah.
sparkles.
Ooh,
hard.
ooh.
Hey, that's different.
But like Diet Dr. Pepper, that stuff's nasty. Dr. Pepper Zero is great.
Mhm.
I love Dr. Pepper Zero. It's close to what I remember Dr. Pepper actually tasting like.
You ain't right.
We've
ain't
known
right.
we've known that for how long now?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I can drink RC again, so I'll fucking take it.
Yeah.
Sugar cane, yes, and it still makes my toes fall off.
You know, you talk about allergies. That's something that is becoming more and more prevalent, especially with the children, because kids don't get outside and play these days.
No, they don't.
If you don't-
Dirt.
If you don't stress test the immune system, it'll stress test you.
Yeah.
You've got to show the immune system what's out there. Otherwise, it'll go looking.
I taste tickets through the pig pen once in a while.
My youngest daughter's 2 kids play outside routinely, to the point that CPS in California got called on her
Mhm.
because the kids were outside and were dirty because they've
Oh,
been playing in the
no.
friggin' mud.
Who knows?
If I kept track of all the times I showed up at home, dirty, muddy,
Yeah.
scratched, scraped,
Yeah.
bleeding, but it was all dried up by the time I went home.
That was the first week you were able to get outside on your own.
No broken bones were showing, so
Yeah.
drive on.
I mean, like, I think I was walking to kindergarten by myself.
Yeah. And getting licked by dogs.
Oh, yes.
That-
Oh
I
my
do that.
God.
Just did that like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
No, it's I seriously think the antiseptic everything.
Yeah.
If they took antiseptic wipes off of the market today,
That would be a good thing.
I think our overall health would go up.
And the antibacterial hand soap.
Absolutely.
Every bathroom.
Microban should be banned. I'm putting my microbiology hat on you for a minute. Antibiotic resistant microbes are no joke, and the more antibiotic crap you use in the home, the more of those that we're breeding in their environment.
I'm a firm believer that the immune system, that the average child's immune system needs to learn what the enemies are.
Yeah.
Because if you don't show it the enemies, it will find them on their own.
Yeah.
And that's why we have autoimmune disorders. Is the body couldn't find any, it never saw any enemies, so it said, okay, fuck it,
Yeah.
that's an enemy.
RK says, living in the country was wonderful for us kids. Getting licked by the cows was a bit less icky than dog drool. Um,
Those were better than horses.
Horses have a relatively dry lick compared to a dog that's just been eating something he found.
yeah.
Or drinking the puddle in
Yeah.
the backyard.
Or
Well,
licking their butt and then
as-
turn around and licking you.
as long as the dog licked from the puddle after I did, it was all good.
Yeah.
Grew up in Africa, people.
Drinking from a hose.
Oh yeah.
I learned that you have to let the hose run for a few seconds
Especially in Texas,
Oh, yeah, I
yes.
was gonna say
Southern
that.
California.
Yeah.
because otherwise, I killed a couple lizards one time because I forgot. We went climbing up the hill. I brought home a lizard in each hand, put them in a butter tub, and ran them some really hot water.
So you had fried lizard,
Boiled lizard.
Boiled lizard.
boiled lizard. Yeah.
Boiled.
Hey,
Lizard
there's nothing
something.
wrong with that first blast of water. Because you put your thumb over the end of the hose, you turn it on. That first blast scalds them, and the second blast freezes them. How to treat your younger brother?
Yeah.
Hose water can still kill an anthill too. Yep, if it's hot enough, it sure can.
Oh, yeah.
One of the traditional ways to kill fire ants that apparently nobody knows these days, just pour boiling water on the anthill.
I had someone comment on my blog. I was talking about gardening, and Miguel Gonzalez
Miggy.
responded. We had a little blog conversation about yards and warfare with insects. But the commenter was basically, I won't kill anything unnecessarily, but I will walk a mile to watch somebody pour molten aluminum down a fire. I'm like, okay, fair. I'm with you.
Hey.
I've been thinking about making them a multiple aluminum can and filling it up with RC cans.
Yeah.
And doing that. Just for the art, you understand, not because I want to be cruel to fire ants.
I don't like fire ants.
Yeah.
I do not. I don't.
Fire ants are invasive
Yes,
in our
yeah.
area, and they drive out or kill the harvester ants, which support the Texas state lizard.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of ramifications above and beyond. They're just nasty.
I
But
kill
can
fire
use
ants
the
on site.
invasive as justification for killing.
Yeah.
Kill it with fire.
I kill fire
Fireworks.
ants on site. Yeah, I kill fire ants on site.
If we're going to kill fire ants, I like killing it with molten aluminum.
That's fire.
I just want them dead. And you can tell fire ant mounds are very, very distinctive. At least here in Texas, they're very distinctive from the native ants.
Yeah.
And
The other thing you can do is use grits.
I've heard both ways on that. I've heard some folks say the grits will pop the ants, and I've heard other folks say the ants are giggling as they run off with more food.
Now the grits will swell up.
Yeah.
And when they do, the fire ant has a slight problem
Good.
because it's bigger than its gut.
Yeah.
Is that like Alka-Seltzer and seagulls?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, the even better one is bread, a little bit of bread with some Tabasco sauce on it. And watch the seagull handle that one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they could taste capsicum.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Trust me, they can.
Why don't we go down to someplace where you got seagulls and try
Let's test this
compare
hypothesis.
the methods?
If the peanut gallery would like to take the other two closer seats here,
They're busy.
John is bitching.
I will move because I can actually use the flat surface.
There you go.
We have the best peanut gallery.
Cedar is also here. Cedar and Sanford are here today because Maureen is also a friend of Cedar's. So this is the
Random
ancillary
drive-by.
Random drive-by.
the ancillary tribe getting together. Jana is not back yet. We
No.
expect her probably tomorrow.
This,
Late tomorrow.
if you're late to the chat, we've got Maureen, Doc Marine's here, Cedar's here, Sanford's here, Jim's here.
And Zot.
Nope, not at all.
Not Jonna.
John is not here yet. She is on the way.
Yeah.
She is on the road. I was going somewhere and now I've forgotten what the hell I was.
Fire ants.
Squirrels.
Well,
Seagulls.
Seagulls, killing seagulls. I was going to say there are seagulls at
Like Gordon.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody said seagulls are a full day drive. No, they're not. They're right over there.
Yeah.
Seagulls are everywhere.
Yeah.
Seagulls do a lot more inland, especially if there happens to be a parking lot where they can get French fries.
No kidding.
Sir Brass says local area is dealing with a large sweat bee invasion.
Sweat bee. I like sweat bees.
Sweat bees are nice little guys.
Yeah.
I actually don't think they're bees either. But
No, sweat bees are bees.
are they?
Yeah.
Usually in the Halictid genus. Sometimes Lasioglossum. Those are the little tiny ones.
wah, 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 wah.
Bafflegab.
And the scientist comes out.
We got
Okay,
two.
so
We got two of
Halictid
them.
bees are one of my favorites because you get them in the little metallic green that look like liquid metal, but
Yeah.
they're alive and flying around. They're really pretty.
Uh,
Agochlora pura is my favorite bee.
Living with her, sometimes I feel like Charlie Brown and his teachers. Wah, 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 wah.
Rita does that when she goes off an opera.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that every now and then she can see the.
We all have our specialties. And all of us have the potential to lose everybody else in the conversation rather quickly.
I'm
That's
working on
not
it.
true. I don't know anything or I don't do anything.
Yeah. Right.
Liar.
Oh, yeah. They're always friendly, quote
Bumblebees,
unquote.
they ain't the smartest bug on that block, by the way.
Well, that's like everybody's afraid of yellow jackets. You know, if you don't swat them, they don't bother you.
Yeah, you do
Oh,
it,
no.
you step on top
Bullshit.
of the nest.
Yellow jackets are aggressive. All
Yeah,
you have to
bullshit.
be is near their.
No.
Not all wasps are aggressive, but yellow jackets are aggressive. If you're near their nest, they will come for you.
Nah, I've never had that happen.
I have. I dislike yellow jackets with a
I
passion.
mean, I will defend wasps to the hilt because they're amazing, but yellow jackets are kind of a jerk.
I've
Flying
seen
assholes.
literally thousands of yellow jackets when we were doing sugarcane.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I imagine.
Whereas I'm the kid whose younger brother picked up a dead bee, threw it at me, and it stung me.
That is possible even after death.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yeah.
pretty strong
Good shot,
reflexes.
kid.
There were words had after that.
I am sure.
Having had a younger brother,
Yellow jackets don't eat much.
having had a younger brother and found out that anything is a weapon if you use it right.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Tarantula hogs, yes.
Ooh, those buggers. They're not
Those are-
aggressive, but
Yeah.
when they get you, you know it.
They're awesome. The velvet ant is the one that's supposed to be really bad if they sting you. And they're actually fairly common around here. And they're fast little buggers too.
Yeah.
They're a wingless wasp.
Yeah.
They,
Okay.
they look like a very large fuzzy ant, almost like a teddy bear ant, but you don't want to mess with them because they have a very unpleasant sting.
Well, most anything can sting you or bite you at some point.
They're the ones that are dicks about it. I mean,
Well, I'm just surprised that Jim is defending Yellow Jackets as being not aggressive, when he was the one who was paranoid when we had some paper wasps nesting on the porch.
I wasn't paranoid. I was just careful.
Uh-huh. Which, I mean, justifiably so.
Every time he came over, you haven't gotten rid of that nest yet?
Cow killer ants, yeah, they
Yeah.
will
cow killers.
they will literally kill a cow.
I don't know about that, but I've been stung by one, and I'm not a big fan.
Yeah. Well, enough of them get a cow, then
Not a big fan.
especially if the cow makes a mistake of laying down anywhere near them.
Oh, there used to be stories in Canada about you couldn't leave a horse out overnight because it would be sucked dry in the
By the
morning.
mosquitoes.
Having had a couple of mosquitoes in Louisiana come up to the group I was with, and one of them looked at the other and said, "Hey, should we eat them here or take them home?"
Yeah, before the big ones show up
I still think one of the best commercials I ever saw was a Tabasco commercial
with the mosquito.
with the mosquito bites the guy, flies off it.
It
Boom.
explodes. The guy's eating some of with Tabasco on it. You see a mosquito, and he looks at it, puts more Tabasco on his sandwich, and eats it. Mosquito bites and flies off.
That is great, actually. I never saw that one, but that works.
I'm cautious around tarantula hawks, but velvet ants can die.
Yeah.
Because I got stung by one up the panhandle, and we were an hour away from the hospital, and I didn't want to go, and I went
Yep.
because woo, that hurts.
You got stung in the panhandle? That would certainly hurt.
Got my boot. Got my boot. and
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Got me a couple times the ankle, and I was done.
This is why we shake out our boots.
Well,
I'll-
that and scorpions.
And the thing is I do. This
Mhm.
one, I was working cattle, and sat down for a bit, and apparently crawled into my boot when I sat down to rest. Been a long hot day. Crawled into my boot, and when I stood up, it went, "What the hell?" and did what bugs do, and it put me on the ground.
Yep. Yeah, red ants are different from fire ants.
Oh, yeah. Very much.
And yeah, horned toads will definitely eat them.
Horned toads won't eat fire ants that I know of.
No,
Oh,
they'll
my.
eat red ants.
No.
So
Horned toads will not eat fire ants, which is why the fire ants replacing the harvester ants, the red ants, is a problem for them. Baby horned toads are too little to eat the big harvester ants, so they actually eat little bitty termites.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the ways you can tell where the right habitat is you'll see those little mud tunnels that the little native termites make.
Yeah.
And if you can see those and there are harvester ant nests in the area, your probability is very high of being able to find horned toads.
So maybe we should bring some horned toads into the neighborhood.
Well, we've got harvester ants. I haven't seen the termite tunnels, and frankly, I don't want to introduce the termites.
yeah.
No, I was thinking about bringing in the horned toads to discourage the termites.
No, I mean, you have to have a certain population to support the horned toads, which means you've got enough of an overpopulation. I don't know if the little native termites will eat houses, but I don't want to find out.
If,
I have a hard way.
in Owl Park, if you've got a house that's over X number of decades, it's got termite damage.
Yeah.
There are termites in the area, but I don't know if they're.
Yeah, our house has when we bought it, we had the inspection done, and it definitely has termite damage, but it didn't have any live termites,
Yeah.
and they gave us some advice as far as removing the ground cover that had been allowed to grow right up against the house and like underneath the siding.
Yeah.
They're like, pull that back and don't let that happen, otherwise you will get more termites.
Of course, that was only after they finally figured out how to check under there, because the accesses we could find to the crawl space were a little small for a normal human in this day and age. And our inspector was not a little small.
I'm from Africa. I know termites.
Yeah. Termite mounds out there are bulletproof,
No kidding.
and they're big.
They're
like,
tall.
10, 12 feet tall. Yeah. There are termites in the desert. Yeah, I can believe that.
Termites everywhere.
Yeah.
Except Antarctica.
If you can think of an insect that humans don't like, it's widespread and survives easily in all situations.
Why we don't like them.
And then you've got Australia where everything is trying to kill you.
Well, that's not true. There's that one little thing that they show people holding in their hand that is not trying to kill you. It wants to, but it can't.
It's just not capable of
No,
doing it.
that's a blue ring octopus, and it can
Oh,
kill
no,
you.
no, you talk about the golden possum.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little bitty furry critter.
Yeah.
There's somebody's got a picture of a golden possum, and they're absolutely adorable. And it's hanging on this guy's finger and said, not everything in Australia can kill you. This can't. It wants to,
Yeah.
but it can't.
Yes, using wood chips as mulch attracts termites.
Yep.
Very true.
I use wood chips as mulch, but not right up next to the house.
The problem is the number of people that use wood chips right up against the house for ground cover
Mhm.
and don't realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, my thought on landscaping is about 3 foot out from your basements all the way around the house. 3 foot out from your foundation needs to be gravel.
No, it needs to be concrete.
we're in North Texas, gravel. It doesn't crack quite as bad as concrete. does.
Yeah. It doesn't shift as much either. But you also need to put down ground cloth so that the damn grass and
Doesn't
weeds
grow
can't
up.
grow
And the
up through it.
ground cloth doesn't help because certain things will grow right through the ground cloth.
Right.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
And then it's really rooted in there and you can't pull it out.
Exactly.
Been there.
Rick makes a good point. Central Arizona, we use gravel as mulch close to the house as a final fire break,
Mhm.
which
Xeriscaping is a thing,
Yeah.
and it's not all rocks and cactus, but fire breaks is part of the design in a
Yeah.
good xeriscape.
one of my high school classmates was a pharmacist for many years in Phoenix. And he xeriscaped his yard front and back. And it was basically cactus, concrete, and green carpet.
Really
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's one take, but it's also not
different.
not
He
the
didn't-
only take.
Give a rat's ass because he said, I am not getting out there in 100+ degree heat to do anything.
I'm a firm believer of pave it over and paint it green.
Yeah.
I think we had this conversation
Yeah.
Tuesday, didn't we?
There's nothing wrong with certain parts of the country with concreted over and painted green. It works.
Mhm.
I like gravel because the ground shifts. If you have solid concrete apron, it's not a bad idea. But when the ground shifts, it will crack.
Yeah.
And once it cracks, there's going to be a daisy in there sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yep.
A dandelion.
Dandelion.
Yeah.
Dandelion.
Dandelions, daisies, around here, spurge.
Yeah.
All the spurge.
Yeah. Yeah. Mesquite will go through ground cloth in both directions. Yes.
Yeah.
Mesquite will go through asphalt.
Yeah.
That stuff doesn't care.
Which is funny because in Hawaii they call it kiawe. And the
It's an introduced species and they're nuts.
yeah, but they love it.
I know they're nuts.
I mean, it's great wood for cooking with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There are a couple of restaurants I know out there that in their advertising say they use kiawe wood, which is mesquite.
It's just mesquite.
Mesquite beans are also edible.
Yes,
they
And I have not yet gotten to play with them, but I'm told that they make a very fine flour.
Yeah.
And that you can make a syrup from them because they're very high in sugar.
And do not show her where the groves are.
I don't have to go outside and look.
Yeah.
Mesquite. Mesquite.
I am aware of where I can find mesquite.
Yeah, but the Halekoa, which is the military R&R hotel in Waikiki, has a bunch of mesquite trees on the property. And these are huge. They are
Yeah,
80,
they are.
90 feet tall. And the groundskeeper is always cussing because they have to pluck up all the mesquite beans that start growing everywhere.
Yep.
And then against the wall that fronts the Hilton, or backs the Hilton, as the case may be, is bamboo, and it's golden bamboo.
Ooh, bamboo is a beast.
Yeah, you
Talk
never
about
get rid of
going
it.
through.
Yeah.
Bamboo will go through anything that I can think of.
It'll go through concrete. So they are constantly fighting the battle between the mesquite and the bamboo. And he said, there are 8 of us, and we're busy year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, there's something called a clumping bamboo that you can plant and it won't do what
In
the running
theory.
bamboo will.
In theory.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you'll note that I say in theory because I have never experimented because I don't think I want to find out the hard way that it doesn't do what it says it will do.
And in the chat, they're talking about mesquite. It's actually, mesquite is native to South Texas.
Yeah.
There's the big thicket is where mesquite is actually, and then it's invasive everywhere north of that.
Yeah.
And I can remember in the 70s coming back from Africa and that there was no mesquite. We
Yeah.
would fly into Wichita Falls Airport, and drive to Electra, where my mom's folks were from. And there was no mesquite.
Yeah.
That was all open plain. And
Not
then
anymore.
in 92, when I moved to Amarillo, 92, 93, there was no mesquite in Amarillo. And we went back through on the way to southeast Colorado, and mesquite's past Canadian breaks now.
Yeah.
It's just, it's moving north.
Yep. Thank the cattle.
Okay, you talk about something else that's native to the South. I was
Kudzu.
promised that if I drove through Texas and other parts of the South, I would get to see a Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
There is no Buc-ee's within an hour of
No.
my proposed trip. And I'm kind of on a deadline at this point, so I can't do random detours like that.
Excuse me, have you ever been to a truck stop with a good convenience store attached?
Yeah.
You've been to a Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I've
no.
been to an
No, no.
actual Buc-ee's, but I was promised Buc-ee's.
On the way back.
Wichita Falls lacks a couple of things.
Yeah.
Waffle House.
One of
Yeah.
them, the most important one for these gentlemen, is the Waffle House. There is
Yes.
no Waffle House.
There's what?
There
Nope.
is no
There's
Waffle
no
House.
Oh, dear.
Waffle House.
Okay.
It's a disaster.
Okay, I have a Waffle House within walking distance of my house.
Gosh. Bill points out.
It's only a couple blocks away. It's actually a really nice little walk.
Yeah.
And then when I go home from the Waffle House, I can stop at the ice cream shop that is actually the closest restaurant to my house.
Bill says, griping about Mesquite, he has to change mower blades every year.
Oh,
Of course,
yeah.
his gun range, he has to mow it,
Mhm.
and he's got Mesquite issues up there.
Okay, so he does. I was trying to figure out, I think we might have been talking about this Tuesday, how far the range of Mesquite went.
Oh yeah, it goes all the
And,
way up north.
Well, it goes up to north to a certain extent, but I don't know how far north.
It's
that
well,
is.
every year it's a little further north.
Yeah.
Like I said, in the '90s, there wasn't any mesquite in the Panhandle, and then going back in the 2000s, there all of a sudden, hey, you see the mesquite moving.
Well, that's like kudzu.
Kudzu is not a southern plant.
No,
It is
No,
now,
it isn't.
Kudzu is invasive.
Yeah.
Kudzu was introduced on purpose.
much
Mhm.
like Bradford pears.
Well,
Oh, those are horrible.
but kudzu, I can remember when you saw it in Louisiana and Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi.
Yeah.
And probably Texas, but I don't
don't
not
think so.
sure.
I don't think so.
East Texas, I'm talking about.
I'm still not sure that it actually made it East
But-
Texas.
But
It is now.
you didn't see it anywhere north of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
there are entire river valleys in Ohio
Yeah,
that are coated
yeah.
to where you can't tell what's under there other than the kudzu.
Yeah.
When your growth rate is measured in feet per day, that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, we had
Kudzu
to
was
dig it out of my
originally-
grandmother's yard at one point.
Kudzu was originally introduced as cattle feed. However, there was one small problem.
And an anti-erosion measure as well.
The cattle didn't like it. It worked for anti-erosion very well, but its growth rate, they miscalculated a little bit.
Hmm.
And it will take over a forest and kill the entire forest, and has done so many places.
And for that matter, you can have a bare, clean parking lot. And you can see lines of kudzu growing across it and actually growing on the bare, clean parking lot.
Yeah.
RK said that there was mesquite at Canadian River breaks in the Panhandle in the '50s. I have no doubt. I just didn't see it on the highways.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it off the highways. Now you can.
Yeah, fig trees aren't bad.
There are native figs in Texas.
Yeah.
So if you need a fig tree, grow a native fig.
Yeah.
Like Rita and I are doing.
But the
I
Bradford,
am growing a couple of different figs, but I don't think any of them are natives. They're just figs.
yeah, but the Bradford pears are a problem
Yeah, they're-
because the Bradford pears were brought in by the builders because they were a quick going tree.
And they're pretty.
They have this pretty white flower
And good fall foliage.
and good fall foliage,
they stink.
And they don't drop fruit all over your yard to rot.
but they also,
They drop half the tree.
No, and that's actually one of the huge issues with Bradford pear is that at 25 years they're a multi-trunked tree. They
Yeah.
come out from a certain spot and they all the branches split out at the same point on the
Yeah.
trunk. And at 25 years old, that starts breaking because it lacks structural integrity.
Yeah.
So you'll have a half tree on your house all of a sudden. Or like me, the last year I had a whole dang tree on my house.
but the other thing it does is the fact that it will also, because it will not impregnate another pear tree.
if you Yeah, if you plant a Bradford pear near your pear orchard,
It'll kill it.
Yeah.
the fruit you get won't
Yeah.
won't sprout new pear
Right.
trees.
It won't kill the existing trees, but your harvest from those trees is going to
Well, there will be no harvest because it will not propagate.
it'll depend on whether or not variety of pears you're growing, because some are going to be later and they'll bloom after the Bradford pears are done blooming, so you'll get a decent pollination rate off of those. Bradford pears are very early.
I know there's one entire orchard in South Carolina that had been there over 70 years that went out of business because they lost the entire orchard because a subdivision had been put in across the street, and they planted Bradford pears.
Mhm.
2 years gone.
Well, someone
Zero.
mentioned the manzanita in California. The
Yeah.
other thing is that all of the freeway medians and sides got planted with Jimson wheat.
Yep.
Which teenagers have since found out makes a very yummy tea
Yeah.
that is hallucinogenic.
Well,
I bought packets of eggplant seed this year. I bought like 3 or 4 different varieties of eggplant. There's a really cool orange one, which shockingly looks a lot like tomato. And I got the regular purple one, and it was supposed to be one that was going to just be a small white eggplant. And I planted it, and it started to grow. And I thought, this one looks a little different than my other eggplants, but that's normal enough. I've got pepper plants that look wildly different. You've
Yeah.
got potato leaf tomatoes and regular tomatoes. So I'm like, okay, it's a little different. I now have 2 very large datura, which the wild type is known as Jimson weed, in my garden, and they're gorgeous. They have these huge trumpet white flowers that bloom at night. So I haven't pulled them out, but they're definitely not edible, and they are not eggplant.
Well, there's also moonflower,
Yeah.
Which is what I'm growing.
which you can buy the seeds for,
Yes.
which the teenagers also have figured out is equally
Yeah.
hallucinogenic.
we
Wasn't there a couple of years ago when everybody bought pepper seeds for various
It
peppers and
wasn't
all
pepper
wound up
seeds. We
jalapeno?
bought pepper plants, and they were supposed to be tam jalapenos, and both Ian and I got
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
by this.
Yeah, it was a jalapeno. It was called Jalapeno Gate.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Jalapeno Gate was this huge scandal in the pepper world because some national pepper supply organization.
Right. Well, so here's how seed packets work.
Yeah.
There's very large farms, very, very large, that will grow certain things to be harvested for their seeds.
Yeah.
There are some exceptions to this. So if you're doing like Seed Savers Exchange or stuff, those are small and tend to be more locally sourced. But for your burpees, your gurneys, all of the plants that any nursery is growing from seed, which
Yeah.
is where, and then you buy the little starts at your local big box
Walmart,
stores or your local nursery.
Yep.
So somebody labeled a batch of seeds, and by a batch I meant like several hundred pounds, and they labeled them wrong.
Well, there were banana pepper seeds that were labeled jalapeno. And I'm here to tell you, in the pepperhead world, if you get your sprout and you were expecting jalapenos, you get banana peppers, you will outrage a lot of nerds.
Yep.
I was pissed because Cedar and I went and got tam jalapeno. I got Cedar turned on to tam jalapenos, which are the very, very mild jalapenos. They're-
I'm not a big spice person.
They're big, gloriously big jalapenos with about a 500 to 1500 SHU level. So I introduced her to tam, and she likes them. I like them. Rita likes them. So we bought a bunch of tam jalapenos, and they came in and said, "That's the weirdest tam jalapeno I've ever seen." That is really weird. And it turned yellow, which tam jalapenos don't. And it turned out to be a banana pepper. And we were like, "What the hell?" And you look online, and the chili heads were losing their minds.
morning glories. Yeah, you don't see those much anymore.
Oh God!
Morning glories are considered old-fashioned in the garden landscaping
They're talking about
world.
the druggy scene.
So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of plants that can have effects on you.
if it'll get you high, it'll get you dead. So
Oh,
as
yeah.
somebody has said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yes, it
the
will,
dose-
and I've seen too much.
Yeah.
the poison is in the dose, really.
Yeah.
And any kind of a plant that has some kind of medicinal use will also kill you if you take sufficient of it, or at least
Well,
make
you
your
mixed
life
it with something else.
highly unpleasant.
Yeah, Kermit says teens die in El Paso every year from
Yeah.
eating, drinking Jim Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
The
had
other
a
thing you get in California, which is another
Granola.
invasive,
pair of
Yes.
teenagers come into the ER and they were literally acting like squirrels.
Yeah.
They were running and jumping around the waiting room, trying to climb the walls, chittering to each other. And it was from moon pot.
Oh,
And you just got to wait it out.
Yeah.
Admit them, wait it out.
Get a net.
Well, no, one of the dads asked me if he could go home and get his video camera. I said, please do.
'cause nobody's going to believe this otherwise.
Yeah.
I walled a book recently because it came recommended by a friend, and they're like, "You might like this. It's a lit RPG," which I'm a little shaky on. But the main premise is that the main character is a botanist. And so her mother comes over to visit, and the main character is working in her garden, and it's a poison garden. And her mother goes to touch the datura, and the main character is freaking out because her mother will be poisoned if she touches it. I'm like, lady, you need to do a little bit more research. And I close the Kindle.
Nancy says, yes, teenagers are very invasive. It's true.
No kidding.
Point.
And that got Maureen.
I was gonna say,
Maureen gets spit take.
take on that. Cleared out her sinuses, I think.
But the other thing that you get that's invasive in California that they protect now is eucalyptus,
Oh,
Dog.
yeah.
which is planted
Highly
in a
flammable.
bunch of medians of highways out there and down around Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
And what was hilarious was when PG&E started their cleanup out there a few years ago, the companies that got hired didn't want to go into certain areas of Santa Cruz because they were afraid that they would be attacked by the people because they were killing the trees that needed to be taken out 20 years earlier, including the eucalyptus, which, by the way, is a fire starter like you would not believe.
Fireball was supposed
Yeah.
to happen.
Well, Balboa Park in San Diego was nothing but eucalyptus
Yeah.
when I grew up.
So what they did, PG&E hired a bunch of guys with a company out of Alabama. So these good old boys come rolling in their truck, and all these people are out there. They're protesting with their little signs, and they're come over and start making threats. And apparently, one of the good old boys driving a truck, and this is third hand, so I can't verify how true it is. Apparently, used his spit cup, looked down at the guy, and said, "You got two choices. You can either get out of the way, or we'll use the chainsaws on you. And we don't care which way it goes." And the guy reached up to try to grab him out of the truck and got a face full of double hawk buckshot.
It happens.
And all of a sudden, that neighborhood got very friendly to those
Sure.
people.
There's the amount of public rudeness that I'm seeing
Yeah.
in the last couple of decades is in America is worrisome.
Yeah.
The videos you can see every day of people laying hands on other people for
Political differences, basically.
not even political differences,
No, it's
just
just random.
don't
Yeah.
touch me. And that used to be the American way. You didn't touch somebody else. You
Yeah.
didn't lay hands on somebody unless you wanted an ass whooping.
Well, part of that is everybody has spent so many years in their basement, quote, end quote, or on a computer where they can say and do anything and get away with it because they're, quote unquote, anonymous.
The latest one is some idiot woman that was some guy was doing a podcast. He was walking down the sidewalk talking to a camera. He had a camera. It was
Yeah.
this is a common way of live streaming a podcast. And he's giving his thoughts, and she comes bailing out of her house, starts pushing and slapping him, claiming he's
Attacking her.
that she's being attacked. And you can see on the video she comes running out of her house to attack him.
Yeah.
And more people need to get the absolute snot slapped out of them for doing that stuff.
Well, in Cincinnati, I think it's been about 3 weeks ago now.
I think it's called buffalo grass, Bill.
3 o'clock in the morning, which is never a good time to be out in
Yeah.
downtown. There was a large fight. At least one woman got knocked
Oh,
out
yeah.
to the
Yeah,
point
yeah,
where
yeah,
she
yeah.
has permanent brain damage.
Yeah.
And they started charging people left and right. And they started with 4, and then they got 6, 7, and now an 8th. And not only are they all being charged with assault in various degrees, they're being charged with riot.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
There's a
8 of
ninth
them, that's
now.
definitely-
Oh,
One
is
of
there?
the- one of the white guys.
The 8th was white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 8th guy was white, which after it needed to be done, but
Yeah.
it had become a racial issue
Yeah.
Mhm.
where several of the reverends in and
Oh.
around
Yeah.
Yay.
were talking about how when I look at the news, they all look like me, and that wasn't how the fight was.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've seen videos of the fight. Yeah, that's pretty much how the fight was.
yeah, oh yeah,
Well, it was all racially. If them white people hadn't been saying nasty things about black people,
Kermit says, poor caretakers of the clients at the kids museum. One teen kid had no concept of other people's space, and he no concepted me. Not his fault, but I knew. But dang, the suppressive reflex.
There was a video across my feed last night. I was showing Rita, and she was giggling. Shouldn't have, but she was still
Yeah.
giggling. And that should say something. It's at a school, some sort. It's a gym at a school. It looks like high school. It's a gym, bleachers.
Yeah.
And this skinny little runt is pushing a male, white male, skinny, pushing and slapping at a teacher.
Yeah.
And I mean, just being and little bitty shit. And he's pushing, and they get him off the bleacher, and they're walking him out. And this huge old, I'm guessing, coach, and that kid's just pushing, slapping. And finally, he shoves the first teacher through the door, walks after him, and you see an off-duty cop run across the gym.
Yeah.
And through the window of the door, after the kid goes through and shuts, you can see the cop grab him and suplex him into the floor.
Well, my former next door neighbor's daughter was a school teacher here in Wichita Falls, and she got attacked in the classroom.
Yeah, that happens really, really commonly these days.
And
Um,
she got taken down to the point she broke her arm.
Both teachers and nurses will get injured shockingly frequently
Yeah.
at work, and they basically don't do anything about it.
no, I mean,
I can-
I've taken more than one punch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was more than 10 years ago.
when
But
I
I-
was a kid, if somebody came up, especially if it was big old football player types, and started slapped around a woman teacher, the rest of the class would have jumped on him.
Yeah.
That happens. This
Now they just pull out their phone
And
Yeah.
video
and
it.
record it.
one of the, and I hate to say this, probably shouldn't, I want to say it anyway. One of the high points of work in the adult jail is when you get trustees of the juvenile justice system cross that magic age limit.
Oh, yeah.
They've been in the juvenile justice system for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, being handled by the juvenile justice system, and then they come to the big boy jail for the first time, and it usually lasts about an hour. And all of a sudden, they're the most polite, scared people you've ever met. I had one young man who's used to slapping the marshals over at juvenile justice, because they can't touch the kids. They'd slap, punch.
Yeah.
He came over and got wound up and took a slap at me and ate concrete. And he went from big tough 17-year-old to I'm so sorry. Like about that.
Boundaries. You
Yep.
have to give them boundaries
And-
and enforce them.
Then he complained, and I took one look at the video and went, no.
You see on YouTube occasionally, wherever, videos showing the difference between when a man hits a woman and suddenly everybody jumps on him.
Yeah.
And then they show women hitting men and everybody's going, well, we can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
And if the man hits back, then they jump on him.
Yeah.
When I was in my late teens, early 20s, if the girl you're out with or one of her friends or wherever tried to smack you, you wrapped her up, held both her arms, and basically bear hugged her until she quit.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it. She was embarrassed because she showed that she wasn't capable of doing what she thought she was.
Yeah.
And nothing was ever said to the guy because it was obviously minimum force used.
Yeah.
Now, if you try that, you're going to jail.
Ted just put up, says, the assistant AG in Rhode Island has been suspended. The AG is embarrassed.
As well should be.
Yeah.
That
What
was
happened in Rhode Island?
Assistant Attorney General got drunk and stupid with the
Oh
cops.
yeah, no, I saw
Yeah.
that. I
The
didn't see
two
that.
females.
That was the restaurant thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we learned what exactly it was that triggered the restaurant kicking them out?
Apparently the alcohol. They were both
drunk
drunk.
and stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drunk and stupid.
Everybody remember Rosemary Lehman in Travis County, Texas?
Oh, God.
She was the DA in Travis County. That's Austin, Texas. She was the elected DA. And at the time, the DA, District Attorney of Travis County, was tasked with enforcing
DUI
Public and-
stops.
public integrity
Yeah.
of every elected official in Texas, which was a dumb idea, but we did it anyway.
Yeah.
She got drunker than a waltzing pissant. Threatened the arresting officers. They, amazingly and shockingly enough, went ahead and arrested her, brought her to jail. She started threatening the jailers.
Yeah.
Don't threaten jailers, especially after midnight. After midnight, Texas jailers grow fangs.
Yeah.
They do. So she got stuffed in the get right chair. And there's video of her promising to have all of them fired when she talked to her buddy, the sheriff.
Yeah.
Well, they fired off an email to her buddy, the sheriff, who showed up the next day. And the Acevedo, who was the chief of police of Austin at the time, showed up and ordered the county jailers to turn loose on him.
Yeah.
And so they contacted the sheriff, said, guess what? And he got a hold of young Artie the next day and informed him how the cow ate the cabbage in Texas. Anyway, Rosemary was convicted of DWI. She was drunk, like I said, drunk or waltzing pissant. And the governor, Rick Perry at the time, told her she needed to step down, that there was an integrity issue here.
Yeah.
And she refused. So he hauled off and took the public integrity unit away from Rosemary and gave it to the Texas Rangers. So there's now a dedicated Texas Ranger unit. There's nothing but ensure that
Yeah.
elected officials of Texas remain publicly whatever.
Yeah.
And I here to tell you, when Rosemary showed up, if you were a Democrat, you're okay. When the Rangers show up, you best believe you haven't taken a free $1 Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Rangers don't play.
And you're exactly right. Acevedo was and is a turd. He has.
He failed upwards so many times.
Peter Principal is alive and well with that one.
He
And
was,
he's now out of law enforcement
thank
completely.
God. He for some reason, the city council in Austin, Texas, thought he was with all of his issues, and he had issues.
And then Houston took him.
Well, Austin took him, and he screwed Austin up to the point that the patrol officers were damn near in a riot. Fails upwards to Houston, and then was at Houston long enough for the Houston patrol officers to almost get up into a riot, and then went to some little bitty rich town in Florida, and was there for like 6 months.
Well, he was also in Houston when the hurricane hit.
Yeah.
And told people not to leave.
Yep.
But that was what the county commission decreed. So he was not going to help them and proceeded not to.
And then he went to this little bitty, like 50,000 person rich community in Florida that thought he was the bee's knees. And they tolerated him for less than a year
Booted him.
and fired him. And he's a political commentator now, I think. But
I don't think he's even doing that anymore.
he was a tick turd in California, left the California Highway Patrol one step ahead of getting fired to go to Austin. Left Austin when the entire place was a shitstorm once he was done. Went to Houston, shitstormed that place.
Neither one of which is recovered yet.
Okay,
No,
I can understand leaving ahead of the California State Patrol, firing you,
Mhm.
and getting another job. Getting a job as a police chief seems a little weird for that, but I can understand the job in Austin. I might understand the job in Houston because, well, that was political.
Democrat. Yeah.
But once you are done getting shit canned from Houston, why would anybody else hire him to put him in charge of a police department?
well, Houston was another one where he left ahead of the vote of no confidence.
Yeah.
But he's a Democrat. He's a minority.
Yep.
He's from California, and he looks good.
Oh, so in other words, he's untouchable in today's political climate.
Yep.
In certain communities,
Yes.
yes. And the Austin City Council thought anybody from California, oh, here's Captain Art Acevedo, California Highway Patrol,
Yeah.
who's being investigated for boinking a subordinate in his squad car.
I've never understood that. It's smelly. It's uncomfortable. The plastic seats in the back are just really hard to do anything with. And there's no room in the front seat. Why would anybody do that when they've got a perfectly good bed someplace available?
And it's Art because he's
Yeah.
not exactly the smartest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went to Austin, left Austin one step ahead of a vote of non-confidence. Gets to Houston, leaves one step ahead of getting fired, and finally got fired in Florida. I have issues with Art. Art and I locked heads back when I was blogging because he is the poster child for cops like gun control. And
Yeah.
back in the day, 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, I was on the gun blogger side of the internet. I was fairly famous.
Yeah.
And Art and I butted heads over gun. He didn't like me.
I think that's probably says good things about you.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's another good one, John. Acevedo's raid that resulted in the deaths of
Yeah.
the two homeowners, Regina Nichols and Dennis Tuttle. Yeah.
But no, Art knows Law Dog, or he used to, and oh my God, he did not like me, because the man is not smart. He thinks he is,
Yeah.
but he got in a debate with me, and he should not have done that.
Do you know?
Because you came with facts. I remember that.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that the dumber a liberal is, the smarter they think they are?
Oh yeah.
Look at Newsom.
There's
Almost
definitely-
got a spit take out of him.
No, not quite.
There's definitely, I want to say it might be Dunning-Kruger, but there's definitely a word for that psychological phenomenon.
Well, part of it's the Peter principle,
Well, no,
which
I
is
mean,
alive and well in
right.
the Democratic.
I'm more referring not to the rising to the level, but they think they're smart when they're
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
The dumber they are, the smarter they think they are. I think
Yeah.
that's
I
Dunning-Kruger.
think you may be right.
Yeah.
But
Balking the right people can get you into the POTUS office, or so I hear.
that wasn't boinking. That was something. That was knee pads of persuasion.
Yeah.
Got Cedar.
I
I had to take that game out, or that card out of the game when I played it with my nephew when he was like 10.
Yeah.
There were a couple cards that had to be removed.
The Munchkins. If you played Munchkin, Munchkin is we love Munchkin for reasons. And one of the cards you can play is knee pads of persuasion.
I didn't want to have to explain that to a 10-year-old.
I own Munchkin and I have never actually played it.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, I
Munchkin's
have
fun.
One of
not
these
only
days.
the original, I have many of the
Add-ons.
add-ons.
And the great thing about Munchkin is it's a dungeon. It's a Dungeons and Dragons type thing.
Yeah.
But We've thrown the Munchkin Zombies deck in there. We've thrown the Munchkin science fiction deck in there, and they work.
Oh yeah, they all work.
There's
I
a
miss-
corollary
I miss
where
doing
people are
things.
legit good
At
at one thing and believe it applies to everything. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's any PhD I've ever met.
Any lawyer and most doctors.
Brian Nepad's persuasion, that's a Munchkin thing. It's not
Yeah.
it's not original to me.
You know, you talk about the size of the cars, though, it reminded me of a friend of mine in Florida Highway Patrol, Major. And this was years ago, Bob Nix. And they were so proud to give him one of the brand new Mustang pursuit cars because Bob was notorious for the number of people he chased down on interstates. And he drove it for about 3 days and saw him at the firehouse, and he was back in a Crown Vic. What happened to your fancy Mustang? And he looked at me, couldn't fit in some bitch. Bob was not a small guy to start with, but the amount of crap that they had piled in that car
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
radio stack and everything else, and because back in those days they still had HF radios in highway patrol cars, so they had multiple radios. He literally could not move his right leg.
The brief time span where law enforcement was flirting with the Dodge Chargers for pursuit vehicles, was a dark day in law enforcement. Because I'm here to tell you, if you've got that 6'8" Oldfield Roughneck or that 6'2" Bull Rider, drunk and stupid, you cannot fit them in the back seat of a Charger if they take a deep breath.
I used to have a job where I drove for auctions. Picked the cars up, drove them to the auction, picked the cars up from the auction, drove them to the car lots, whatever.
Brian, that was in the 70s still.
And I still remember that we got to a site one day and we had wound up with a problem. There was one guy, they'd asked him whether he could drive a stick. He said yes. And he got there and he looked at the car. He turned around and asked, "Is there anybody else here who could drive a stick?" It was a Mazda Miata.
Oh
Oof.
yeah.
He was, I don't know how tall he was, but he was pushing 7 foot tall. And he was as broad as he was tall. I'm talking about he was a big boy.
Yeah.
He would ever been at 500 pounds. He literally could not get in the car.
Yeah.
So I wound up driving me out of that day, even though I'm not fond of them.
Yeah.
Because I was the only other person there who could drive a stick. They
Yeah.
tell you sticks are the millennial theft anti-theft devices. There's a whole lot of boomers who can't drive a stick.
But what he's not telling you about this job is that the ratio of winding up broken down on the side of the road, or worse, not being able to leave the lot because the car lacked something like, brakes.
Well, one of the guys that I shot with in Virginia was a Virginia State Trooper. And he had gotten one of the Pursuit Intrepids.
Oh, the 90 Intrepids?
Yeah.
Oh, those things were terrible. Those things were crap.
So first day on patrol with it, he's chasing a guy down on 95. Finally gets the guy pulled over, and he has to brake check it hard to get stopped before he runs by the guy. So he slides in behind him, locks the brakes up, gets out, runs up, got the guy halfway out of the car, and the guy looks at him and goes, "Your car's on fire." And he's in the process of dragging this guy out. He goes, "Yeah, right, sure."
Uh-huh.
Whatever. The guy goes, "No, I'm serious, man. Your fucking car's on fire." He looked around, and the car was literally on fire, front end. He gets on the radio, calls it in, and they went, "What do you mean your car's on fire?" He said, "My car is on fire." Turned out the brakes overheated.
Yep.
It boiled the front brake fluid, and then it caught fire. So the entire Intrepid lot that they had bought got turned back in very quickly.
Yeah.
The 90s era police Intrepid was a crap vehicle. I admit, I had my favorite cop car was a 1994 Caprice LT1 350, topped out at 141 miles an hour. You don't want to know how many times I discovered the top end speed on that, but I could make it dance through traffic. It was an elegant, graceful little thing. The same era Crown Vics were a little faster, but go straight. Mongo, go straight. If you wanted to turn, you were praying that you were promising God to give up beer to get that thing to make a right turn. The Caprices were much better. I miss mine. I don't mind Crown Vics, but the Crown Vic was very much like the F4 Phantom 2.
Yeah.
It was a Rhino.
Well,
Getting it stopped was iffy.
well, the other thing, and this was from the CHP guy, or not CHP, but LASO guys that I rode with. They did not like driving the Crown Vics for two reasons. One was the fact that it wouldn't turn, it wouldn't stop. And the second thing was, if it was in a wreck, the officers got hurt worse than the guys that were in a wreck in Caprice. Because they had two officers get T-boned the same day, almost identical, different parts of LA. One in a Crown Vic got T-boned by a pickup truck at an intersection. Another guy in a 9C1 Chevy got T-boned by a pickup truck at a different intersection. The guy in the Ford ended up in the hospital in critical condition. The guy in the Chevy walked away. Both of them were, the pickup was doing almost 60 miles an hour.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, a Crown Vic will turn and stop. Yeah, once you've promised God to give up a whole bunch of stuff. It's just Caprice does it better.
Crown Vic also will pass everything on the road except for a
Gas station.
Yeah.
Now,
So the first car I ever bought, and mind you, I never drove it because I didn't have a driver's license at the time. I bought it, and my then boyfriend drove it, and yeah, long story. But it was an early 1980s Crown Vic, black and white, with the badges scraped off the door. That thing was a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Totten came to visit one time, and we were in my 94 Caprice on patrol. He wanted, he's doing a ride along, and we got a call for a fight in the flats. And I ran that thing at 60 miles an hour, on honest to God, digital 60 miles an hour down an alley that was literally 2 inches wider than the car was.
Yeah.
And Jay was like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that."
And on that note, folks, we're going to call it a day.
Oh, holy crap.
We've got to feed people so they can get on the road. Maureen, thanks. It's always great to see you, lady.
It's good to see you guys.
And we'll be back on next Tuesday.
We will.
We'll do this all over
Bye.
again. Y'all take care. Remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you later.